Here in Arizona, more than 24 election laws are still making their way through the legislature. But one made it through and was signed this week by Governor Ducey. And the sponsor of the new law that will require Arizonans to provide proof of citizenship before they can vote insists that the measure is, quote, on sound legal footing. Well, we're about to find out as Alexia Stanbridge reports from our Washington bureau.
Less than a day after Governor Doug Ducey signed House Bill 2492 into law Wednesday, opponents had already filed suit in federal court to block the law. That did not come as a surprise to Will Wilder of the Brennan Center for Justice.
Arizona has tried to impose proof of citizenship requirements like this on voters in the past. In federal elections, the Supreme Court very clearly told them 9 years ago that that was not okay.
What the court said in 2013 was that Arizona had to accept voters who registered using a federal form that does not require proof of citizenship, at least for voting in federal elections. But the new law would require documentary proof of citizenship to vote in any election in the state. Wilder thinks it's almost certain to fail in court.
There's, no reason to think that the Supreme Court would suddenly change its mind at this point.
But E.J. Dion of the Brookings Institution thinks that getting back to the high court might be the point.
Now, I suppose its sponsors look at a more conservative Supreme Court and hope that a more conservative Supreme Court might side with them and overturn or alter the earlier precedent.
The law's sponsor all but dared Democrats to sue. In a statement this week, State Representative Jake Hoffman said any court challenges to the law will, quote, only serve to further reinforce its clear constitutionality. Hoffman insists the law is aimed at protecting election security. But critics like Dion disagree, saying laws like Arizona's target minority voters with, quote, surgical precision.
In some states, Latino voters have obviously been the target of this. Black voters have been the target of this, but it's often kind of indirect.
HB 2492 was one of almost 150 election-related bills introduced in Arizona this year, more than 8% of the election bills introduced across the U.S.
I think Arizona certainly stands out as one of the most aggressive in trying to pass new laws curbing access compared to 2020, but it is clearly not alone.
And Wilder thinks the new law will do more harm than good.
I think this law it's unnecessary. It's going to harm Arizona voters, and it's something that the Supreme Court has already very clearly told Arizona they're not allowed to do.
In Washington, Alexia Stanbridge, Cronkite News.
At least 2 lawsuits challenging the law have been filed so far in federal district court here in Arizona. The plaintiffs include 5 groups, including advocates for Latinos, students, and voting rights.